Alright guys, Mike here from Panther Hollow Sporting Optics. Today we went to the long range and we ran the Athlon Argos with 600 BDC all the way out to 600 yards. In my previous videos, you've kind of seen that I was doing some scaling on the reticle here. And we found that the reticle scaling, according to what the book was and what I seen downrange after I drew the scale out, was a little different. In the very first video, you see me question the reticle based on that layout right there. So the layout on this layout here wasn't quite precise enough to actually measure the reticle. So I went ahead and laid out the reticle upside down, and we looked at it downrange through a camera, viewing through the scope. And so that footage is okay. It's not the best, but you can see that the reticle and the holdover points don't line up exactly. So what it ended up doing is basically running a 200 yard zero. So my zero is 200, then it goes 300, 400, 500, 600, 700 yards. I verified that today and everything is kosher. So this technique works. Those lines are for reference, and really it's only reference anyways. When you're dealing with scopes in any price range, you always need to verify the reticle. You need to verify the drop points, and by me doing this, I feel much more comfortable taking this out and taking a shot out to 600 yards. You'll see this in the video. It's very accurate, 600 yards, and even in the last video, I had some really good shots at 500 yards. We're going to go watch the video now of going to the range. Then we'll come back for some afterthoughts. Stand by. We installed a level on this guy, which required pulling the scope off the gun. So we're going to check zero again. In order to really take full benefit, get full benefit out of this reticle, you really need to run a level. That's just my opinion. And you obviously need to have it on 12 power. I don't think I've covered that before. So the scope is accurate at 12 power. And I'm going to be using a level because I plan to shoot out around 500 yards. So we're going to check zero on the gun, check our drop chart downrange, and we'll be right back with you. All right guys, we are back, and because I am so anal and I could not figure out how come these BDCs weren't lining up, I had to make a chart and sit out there. Not kind of unlike the chart I made with the orange dots, but this one is straight lines and they're very fine, so they line up pretty good. So I'll show you something here. Right off to the right side is my zero line. If you go up the scale 1, that's pretty close. Let me get this back over here. That's pretty close. And those line up pretty good. When you get to 3 right there, which is the one I'm going to be hopefully using the most, that part of that reticle does not line up with that drop compensation. So it is about an inch off or a little more. That's what I've been seeing when I've been shooting. You go to the next one there and it gets even worse. It doesn't quite line up, and then you go to the very last line and it's quite a bit higher. You can see that there. Those last 4 right there, scoot that away a little bit, are off by an inch to an inch and a half on the scaling. So I say all that to say this. This is why I test these holdover points at 100 yards and then verify. We have the 280 AI out again today, and we're going to attempt to use a bullet drop reticle to hit a target at 600 yards. Stand by. Guys, we're going for 300 yards. That was an impact at 300 yards with BDC. That was a cold round bore too, guys. Cold bore, clean barrel, first shot. Okay, guys, we're trying for that square plate on the right side there. That's 400 yards.
You're a quarter inch dead center.
It was a quarter inch high, right?
Huh?
Is it a quarter inch high?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see.
600 yards. Well, guys, my work here is done.
That's kind of boring, isn't it?
All right, guys, we'll see you in the shop. Stand by. All right, guys, we're back from both ranges. I hope you could see the video there where I was measuring the reticle. It wasn't quite level, but you get the gist of it. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect for you to see that it's off. So we verified our ranges. So we ended up with 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, and 700 yards. I did not get to verify the 700 yards. There were some other people there shooting, and I couldn't get backed off to the 700 yards to check that. But according to my calculator, that C5 would be 700 yards. All right, guys. Only thing left now is take it out in the woods and take a deer with it. We're going to try to get some video of that as well. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.